Hello everybody and welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to another episode here in the series. My name is Dominic and I am the host of the Android Factory. Last episode we went ahead and started to build out a little bit of the UI that we're going to be using here to build out this little digital clock app via LiveData here. So if you miss it, I'll put a card in the top right. Please feel free to give it a look so that you're all caught up here, but nothing too crazy in comparison to the episode before it as well. Before we dive into this episode, I do want to thank you guys. I didn't do it in the last episode until the very end. I don't know if anybody got to it, but we did cross 1,000 subscribers on Thanksgiving here in 2021. It's really been a very interesting ride. I appreciate. I've really been enjoying bringing content to you guys. Hearing all of the positive feedback in the comments, getting to network, getting to meet people. I've even helped people get jobs through this channel and through networking and chatting outside of YouTube here. So don't be a stranger, reach out. You can find all my links in the account page here on YouTube. And otherwise, please, guys, give me a thumbs up for the 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. If you are a part of that, that has really been fantastic. And if you're not, consider subscribing. We are on the road to now 2,000 subscribers, where we have plans to open up a Discord server. That is right, a Discord server where we can go ahead and kind of talk on a more regular basis, build out a small Android community, and that kind of stuff there. Hopefully, network and just all good things coming from that. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for 1,000, on to 2,000, and let's go ahead and get back into the video here. So as I mentioned, we're going to build out this digital clock here. This is basically one of the segments that is going to be used to build out a UI that looks like this. Yes, old school digital clock, and we're going to go ahead and update from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, etc. Via LiveData, and basically here we can see the two different states that we are in, or that the each segment can be in. This would be the disabled, and this would be the enabled or unselected, selected state, whatever we want to call it. And then when these are all properly laid out on the screen, it will start to look like a little bit of a UI here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of magic here in the layout file to go ahead and get this up and running, get it making it look a little bit more like what we're interested in here. All right, everybody, and welcome back here. So we've updated the activity main layout file here to basically include all these different segments here. We can see segment bottom left, bottom right, bottom, and then all the other ones in here as well. And that basically creates this little 8-figure that we have here. And with this, we can kind of toggle these on and off to basically build any number, from 0 to 9 that we will need to display in the UI here. So we can see that it is up and running. Gone ahead and just commented out the other stuff here that we no longer need or is no longer relevant. And we are going to have to, actually we can kind of keep that. It's probably going to work the same, but we are going to have to rethink a lot of this here, right? There is no longer just one thing that we're looking at. There are, a total of 7 of them here, right? Each segment it needs to be told to be either selected or unselected, on or off, right? And then that's going to go ahead and build the number that we're looking for. So with that in mind, there are a handful of ways that we can accomplish this. I'm kind of just going to roll with whatever comes off my head here, and whatever just kind of seems to make the most sense without overcomplicating or trying to get too tricky or cheeky with some data structures or something like that. We're not worried about optimization here, more so worried about describing exactly how LiveData works and recognizing the pattern that it has here, and how you can basically build a data-driven UI and how that can eventually result in a pretty powerful, flexible UI. So with that in mind here, I think we are going to have to go ahead and duplicate these. Oh boy. Okay, folks, and welcome back here. So I've gone ahead and updated our view model here. As we can see, might be a little difficult to see. I know my eyes are going a little crazy here, but I have made a region here. So we basically have created a LiveData for each of our different segments here, right? So we can see top LiveData, segment top right, middle, bottom left, bottom right, etc. Pretty standard stuff here, but it is just duplicated 7 times. So it created a region there, and go ahead and collapse it inside of the IDE so that we get a little bit of room back. Then I've gone ahead and created the LiveData list. Now this is going to have the list of all of our LiveDatas inside of one object here, a collection, so that we can easily just iterate over each element in this list when we get a new number, and basically check, with a little bit of calculations here, which segment, or if that particular segment, the top left data, the middle live data, the bottom segment, etc., if that one should be enabled or disabled. And we're going to do that with this particular map here. Maybe if we go ahead and just do this for formatting purposes, this could potentially be helpful. Yeah, sure. So we've gone ahead and created a mapping here. So it's a map of, right? It's a not immutable map of all of our different segments here, mapped to a list of integers that they should be enabled for, right? So the top live data, if we think about this bar up here, when we're trying to draw a 0 or a 2 or a 3 or a 5 or a 6, 7, 8, 9, this top bar should be filled in, right? So we can think of each digit here as broken down into the little segments, and this mapping here basically determines true or false if that particular segment here, the corresponding live data, if that should be enabled or disabled or selected or unselected, basically boiling down to, is it going to be this black dark color, or is it going to be the lighter gray color here? So then we need a little bit of logic here. So let's just say function, we're going to go with on new digit. We're going to take a digit here, which is going to be an integer, and we're not going to do anything about it. So now what we can do is make use of our live data list here, right? And we can call for each on each one of these elements. It's going to be a mutable live data of integer. And then what we can do is actually take a look at our digit map at the live data, nope, data, and we're going to do that, segment live data. We are going to non-null assert it, and then we are going to say dot contains the digit here, right? So inside of every single one of the live data in our list, we're going to take a look at our map at that location. So it'll be here, and then here, and then here, and then here. That's going to return to us a list of all these integers here, of all these digits basically. And we are going to say if it contains the digit that has been passed in. And so now, if this is going to return true or false, so we can say we can set our color resource here equal to, if that is true, the r.color.selected, and then otherwise here we can say r.color.unselected, and that would mean obviously the map for that live data, the element there, this list would not have contained that digit. And then very simply we can just call segment live data post value with our color resource here, right? So this function is basically going to be invoked anytime we receive a new digit. We want to draw a new digit on screen here using these different live datas and whatnot. So we can go ahead and just remove this little function here. And now it's a matter of connecting all this stuff up here. So yes, we don't have our segment live data, but one thing that we do have here that we're going to make use of, binding is there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a new function here. Let's say bind live data. We are going to do so with a live data instance, and also our material card view here. So this function will take two things in. We're going to go ahead and say live data dot observe here, with this being the lifecycle owner. And then we're actually basically going to do what we've done here, except we're just going to go ahead and change a few things around. So we don't need this anymore. That's going to be replaced with the material card view. And then inside here, this is going to be renamed to color resource, right? And so this bind live data is going to take any live data we give it, it's going to observe it, and it's going to basically set the card background color to any integer that comes out of that live data. And so we are just going to have to call bind live data here with the view model dot, let's say, segment top live data, and then we're going to have to find the binding segment top dot root. So we're going to have to go ahead and duplicate this a handful of times. Just go ahead and get rid of that. And then instead of segment top here, it's going to be top left, and then it's going to be top right. You get the idea here. All right, and that's the last one there. So we basically gone ahead and just told all of the live datas which which card view they're going to be patrolling, so to speak, right? And then this function here is just going to actually connect the two pieces together. So now it's just up to our view model here. So if we were to say view model dot on new digit, and let's go with a 4 here. And if we were to go ahead and rerun it, these should be highlighted in such a way that a 4 will be present. And as our app is coming back to the foreground here, we can go ahead and we can actually see that it looks like a 4. I think I'm going to go ahead and just change the unselected color to something a little bit lighter. And when we've gone ahead and updated our coloring here, it does seem like it's a bit more faint, which is great. We can actually see a 4 here. Isn't that kind of cool? I think it is. I really do. I'm actually really enjoying this here. So let's do something here really quickly to have it count on its own. Okay, folks, so we've gone ahead and just created the viewModel.startCounting function here. And then inside of it, we have called viewModelScope.launch, basically a little for loop here, shorthand loop, repeat 10. This will spit out in this lambda here which number it is at. And then we are going to call on new digit with it, whatever's passed in here to our lambda. And then we're going to go ahead and call delay for 1000, causing basically things to sleep for 1000 milliseconds, basically 1 second. And if you're wondering where the view model scope came from here, we went ahead and updated our dependencies for the life cycle awareness inside of our view model, which is just a fantastic import. Again, all this code is available in the GitHub that is linked in the description or of the video or of the playlist. So definitely go ahead and check it out if you really want to kind of get your hands on the code itself. And basically once this runs here, we should see something count for us. Okay, and our app is up and running here. So we can see it actually is counting. If you take a look at that, wow. Ooh, 5, we missed the bottom right. 8 is all there, and that's it. So let's see, 5, we missed the bottom right, so segment bottom right, yes, we do not have a 5 in there. If we go ahead and rerun things here, maybe let's slow it down to 2 seconds, we will see this stuff count for us again, as we would expect, hopefully with all of the correct numbers here. So as this is going, I would really appreciate it if you guys have made it this far to go ahead and give me a thumbs up on the video. This actually has been a lot more fun to build than I was anticipating, so I'm having a great time. I hope you are as well here. And as things start to count, yeah, that's really cool. So basically we've built one individual digit here, so we can go ahead and represent any number in our digits or in this UI. And if we want to basically combine this into 4 more, we can go ahead and build out a little bit of an actual clock and some time and whatnot. A little difficult to see because it does take up the entire screen, but don't worry about that. The fun part is all of this is working here, and it's actually not all that bad, right? A little bit of logic, a little bit of trickery going on here, or I guess, thinking about things slightly outside of the box, right? How to represent numbers inside of specific segments here for the digital clock. But, if you have made it this far, I'm going to go ahead and cut it now. So thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please subscribe if you are enjoying the content here and would like to see some more. And then otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Thanks.